Hi, my name is Amy. Thank you very much for watching, and let's make some bad financial decisions together. This is for entertainment purposes only, so if you're entertained, please like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. So LFGY launched today, and that was super exciting. But let's look and see what other funds they put in filing in at the SEC for. And I'll tell you which ones I'm excited for. Which ones are you excited for? So if we look at the first one, it is AI and tech related, and it's called GPT, and that is a yes for me. And then the LFGY was a definitely 100% yes for me. China, no, not so much. The semiconductor one, which will be Palantir and NVIDIA, is a yes. And then the druggy, the biotech, and pharma is a no. And the reason for that is that the only one I would really want to be in is like LabU. And I can just be in LabU. It's just very, very volatile, and I don't believe in it that much. So it's just not for me. But let's go to the Yieldmax's website. And if you go to our ETFs and you go to the portfolio section, LFGY is there. And if you go to this page, you can see that someone messed up copying and pasting. And so LFGY is here and hiding instead of where it's supposed to be. And so someday I will not complain about their website when I'm on there. But yeah, if you can get your developer to change that and to fix that, that would be super great. Someone just like missed a div somewhere. I really thought that these were not actually different pages, that you just got the information and it just filled it out. But I guess just copying and pasting entire pages works too. But if you look at the investment objective here, the primary investment objective is to seek current income. And the secondary investment objective is to seek capital appreciation. And I'm really glad that they are stating that an objective is the capital appreciation. But then you go to Ulti, and it's like, is it different? And if you look at theirs, their primary objective is to seek current income, and their secondary objective is to seek exposure to the share price returns of the underlying securities. So, that's practically the same meaning. So hopefully we don't keep getting the same excuse of that's the secondary objective. Our first objective is to attempt to get you the highest amount of premium, except we put our premiums too close to the current price, and now we've lost all of our money. I don't want to hear that. So as long as they can get their Bollinger Band of they have a support at a certain price, and we keep getting distributions that are kind of high or higher than most other things, I'll be happy with this. So actually, I didn't look. What is the expense ratio isn't even all that high. It's the same as if you did the single stock ETFs. So there's no downside to being an LFGY as far as expenses are going. And it's a basket of stocks. And I think that this is a good direction for Yieldmax, and also for me as an investor. Picking a single stock, if you don't particularly believe in it, is kind of not the move. So their top holdings are MicroStrategy, Coinbase, I think this is iBit, Mara, CleanSpark, Riot, Hut, Core Scientific. I don't know what BitDeer does, but I'm pretty sure it's something that is Bitcoin related. Applied Digital Corp. When I looked at the this is not that easy to see, but like they have Core Scientific, which is something that was actually in my options, my watch list in my own portfolio. And then Hive I've actually used, which I've always excited about things that I've used. And then they also have Robinhood. And then there's only, I don't know what Opera is. I'm also assuming that that is. And then I looked at Riot Platforms. I think it was because, was it Roundhill that's having a 2x of Riot? I think I recently did a video of like the 2x leverage of Riot, and then I looked at it, and Riot's kind of like a dividend trap. So I'm glad it's not a top holding, but who knows, maybe I'll be wrong and they'll go parabolic at some point in the future and we'll be happy that we have a small holding of it. Who knows? So, but I do like, and you see that they have NVIDIA. So, yeah, I do believe in most of these, and they are things that if I had enough money, I would be doing my own contracts on. If I don't, and I wouldn't want to be doing covered calls on 15 different companies. Investing in something like this lets me have fractional shares of covered calls on all of these companies, and then I can focus on doing cover calls on the one or two or three or however many I feel like I can handle focusing on. I can focus on the ones that I want to focus on, but still have exposure to these companies that I'm excited about. So that's just my attitude with this. And let's take a look, because it's really not that intuitive. You go to the education section and you go to the distribution schedules and Yieldmax. At some point, you're going to have to put weeklies here, because you're going to have all of the portfolio ones and it's going to get really long and hard to read. So just putting that out there, that it's okay for you to do that. And I would appreciate it if you actually put the distribution schedule in each of the single ones. I know it's more work for you, but it would be less work for me to go and look and see when is the next declaration date. And yeah, just putting that out there as a thing that we could do. And then this is the point where I'd like to do that shout out I was trying to do yesterday. Basically, the YouTube algorithm suggested that I watch Lee Unfiltered, and she's a lovely person. She's a cashier, and she has 2 children, and her husband's unemployed, and she's trying to get herself out of this hole that they found themselves in since, COVID just wrecked their finances. So I'm rooting for her. She's doing the right thing. She's getting, people are donating to her because people are really good at seeing people that are genuine, and when there's a genuine need, people feel really good about helping and knowing that it's making a difference. So I'm really happy for her. And it's more like a lifestyle type of a channel, but I do like it when she does her budget and she tells us how much she's making on YouTube, because I'm really curious. I mean, it's none of my business, but if she's going to put out there, then I will watch it. I'm actually hoping that she winds up doing a Lee Unfiltered Finance channel, because there's like 0.03 of my audience is women, and she has an amazing origin story, and I would really love to watch her learn about personal finance and become more financially literate, because with YouTube right now, she's earning a fair bit amount. I think that the last, or I guess the first monetization check that she got was $1,000, and that's, every month. And she just went from like 5,000 subscribers to almost 8,000 subscribers. So her checks from YouTube for now are going to become bigger. And when she has her credit cards paid off, I would really love for her to figure out how to use this money to invest, so that the average lifespan of a YouTube channel is usually like 5 to 7 years before they burn out. And lifestyle type channels are also, I feel like they fall into the trap of, they feel like their audience is stagnating, and so they try to become more interesting. And if that's like increasing your lifestyle or going on more trips or like whatever it happens to be, I don't want her to fall into that trap of having to like keep up with the Joneses, except the Joneses is just audience attention. Finance YouTube, I feel like there's enough to talk about and you don't actually have to spend all that much money. And it would be really nice to be able to put the money away and be able to use it beyond when you're just getting it in as a salary. So, like, my first suggestion would be, and she didn't ask me about any of this, and we're just going to pretend that she did, but this taxes that she did, she should go to NerdWallet, and she go to the banking section and find a high yield savings account and put that in there, because if you can earn 4% on that before you pay your taxes, then more the power to you. And then if it's in a separate account, you won't see it and you won't be tempted to spend it. And I know that it's just like, I preach like, hey, just put like $20 a week into YMAX. And if you do that and you're like, but I'm only getting, 71 cents back. When I had $20, I could have just used $20 to pay off my credit card. But in 2 years, you would have gotten more than $20 back from YMAX. And it gets you the habit of investing in high income ETFs like YMAX, because YMAX, it pays every week. It just is very motivational. Like, here's my money growing as I'm paying off my debt. And then when you're finished paying your debt, you'll know what to do with your money because you've been watching it grow this whole time. And then, if your YouTube income goes, if you do, after you pay off your debt, you say like, I want to ask your mother-in-law if you can stay and for a year. That way you can save up for your apartment that you want to move into. Like, if you put $1,000 a month into YMAX, then you'd be able to get 425 monthly. In that, I don't know if that would pay for an apartment nowadays, but that might help with your groceries. But if your YouTube channel grows and you can put, $2,000 in monthly, then, if you're making $850 a month, that could be an apartment in Florida where you want to move. And that would be, rather than just like spending it or saving it up as a down payment for your apartment and then it's spent, it would be nice to put it into an investment and it compounds. And when you don't use the monthly distribution, you can, or whatever distribution amount you don't use, you can reinvest. And it just sounds so unbelievable because high income ETFs has only been around for a couple of years, and they're really just fractional covered calls, which have been around forever, but it's kind of like stuff of Wall Street bets, and like they can make you a lot of money, but you can lose a lot of money. But this is managers have done this for a long time that are, you know, professionals at doing covered calls. So she doesn't have to, but I'm kind of hoping that she does get into doing personal finance and getting to financial literacy. And even if it's not on her main channel, because it's more of a lifestyle channel, and a lot of people that, like, in her comments section, people are like, we don't need to know how much you're making. We don't need to know your budget, blah, blah, blah. Like, I really do like watching that kind of stuff because, you know, we're very different people. We've chosen very different paths in life, but I have been a retail worker, and she's in cosmetology school. Like, she's going back to school to get a better job, and like, I'm just really rooting for her, and I'd like for her to be able to live her rich life and have something to look forward to besides just being in debt and, you know, feeling overwhelmed with it. And like, I don't blame her for not seeing YouTube as a permanent thing and being afraid, because like right now she's like reliant on the income from YouTube, as opposed to me where it's just like, oh, well, that'd be nice to have. So like, it's just, I'm rooting for her. TLDR, I'm rooting for her, and you should root for her too. But yeah, I asked Perplexity, because high dividend stuff, these calculators are kind of not great. But if you put in $20 a month for 6 months, and then you put in $2,000 for a year, and $2,000 a month for a year, and then $500 a month after that, which is oddly specific, but after 1 year, you'd be getting $112 weekly and $489 monthly. After 2 years, you'd be getting $1,291. And then after 5 years, you would be getting $4,500 monthly. And in 10 years, you'd be getting $13,000 monthly. And then in 20 years, $64,000 monthly. And there's so much wrong with these estimations that it's really hard to get into. But, I mean, it would be really cool if in 20 years we would all be getting $64,000 a month. That's probably, like, yeah. But that's why I'm so excited about this, is that, like, it keeps compounding. And if you can put more in at the beginning and just keep having the habit, and then, like, once this is making your rent and your food, the money that you make from whatever job you have, you can start saving for your own retirement and your kids' 529 plans, and just start really getting ahead in life. Maybe start saving for the down payment of a house, but also like keep investing so that the distributions from this pay for the mortgage of your house, stuff like that. But yeah, that's just what I wanted to do. Lee Unfiltered is cool, and I'm really looking forward to her journey. Anyways, the music I put out today, and also Yieldmax is what I made, and this just, if you put in an amount to invest, what you might get, and you can change the stock price and the dividend amount and whatever your starting amount is. And I actually updated this just in time for it to be outdated again, because Roundhill is going to announce their distribution any moment now. So there's that. But yes, my music tonight, I put out LFGY. That is a song where it actually has all the holdings, the initial holdings of LFGY. It's kind of like We Didn't Start the Fire. So there's that. And then Nav Erosion Commotion is a country song, and someone commented on, man, I Feel Like Some YMAX, which is also a country song, and they said, you know, nobody, something like, hope that there wasn't a bar fight in the country. Like, I'm not saying it right at all, but like, they're like, I can picture at a country bar there'd be a fight about nav erosion. So I made a country song about someone saying something about how nav erosion is misunderstood, and then people getting into a literal bar fight about ulti. So I think it's funny and cute. And then Rebel of Finance is a Celtic rock song about someone who defied conventional wisdom and did high income ETFs and is an amazing person and won in the end. So anyways, thank you all for watching and letting me ramble on, and I hope that you all are excited about these portfolio ETFs from Yieldmax, because I think that this is going to be a good direction for Yieldmax to go in. So I will talk to you all later. Bye.